I'm going to share with you guys the steps that I took to heal from mold toxicity. I'm going to link the video in the caption of the symptoms that I experienced from mold toxicity. That video goes way more in depth, but just very quickly, what I'll tell you is that it was extreme fatigue. And I don't mean just a fatigue that people talk about. It's a fatigue that you've never experienced before. You experience this brain fog that you can't even focus, even if you wanted to, and you're trying really hard. You're having to read people's lips. You could be sleeping too long, that was my case, or you might not be sleeping well at all. Sinus issues, digestive issues, skin issues. For 2 years, I thought that it was stress that was causing me all those issues. Maybe perhaps it's my hormones. It was my hormones and it was also my thyroid, but it was because of the mold. The mold is what caused everything to get out of whack. During the pandemic, I decided to come visit my parents for a month. So I left my apartment and within a week, I lost weight. I didn't have the brain fog. I didn't have the fatigue. I didn't have the swollen joints. Now, my joints always were my knees. Before coming back to my parents, I was still doing my morning runs. I was still recording my workouts for my online personal training clients. Come 12 o'clock, I was completely done. My body couldn't go anymore. I had to sleep the rest of the day. I had to lay down. It's like I was in a 9-round match with Mike Tyson, and I got whooped. Back to staying with my parents for a month. I'm still in the routine of doing my daily runs and filming my workouts for my online clients. Only this time I noticed that I'm actually losing weight finally, and I don't have that big pregnant looking belly that I had. Going back to having the pregnant looking belly, that was all from food intolerances. It didn't matter if I drank water. I was going to look like I was 6 months pregnant. When I came home though, it didn't matter what I ate. Even if I ate some type of sweets that were processed, it didn't matter. My stomach didn't bloat. I wasn't having those food intolerances that I was having like when I was back home. There again, I kept thinking that it has to be the stress of Miami. It has to be stress, something going on that's causing me to have these health issues, causing me to bloat because I hold all my stress in my stomach. Things started to somewhat open up. So I go back to Miami. I go back to my apartment. Within a week, all of my symptoms come back again. I'm still thinking that it's stress. Mold never crossed my mind whatsoever. It was months and months of me talking to my personal training clients, asking them if they could refer me to a doctor. Finally, I had one that she said, listen, he's not going to be cheap, but I'll tell you that he solved my cousin's problems and he had been suffering from these problems his entire life. I make an appointment to get in with this doctor. I think it was like a month before I was able to get in with him. Find out that it's a functional doctor. I had no idea what a functional doctor was. He tells me what the difference is between conventional and then a functional doctor. I'm still not really understanding it because I've never seen doctors in my life. But I was quickly understanding the difference because this consultation was an hour, maybe even a little bit over an hour, and I knew that wasn't normal. I knew regular doctors didn't give you that much time, and I sure as hell knew that they didn't listen that long either. I start telling him all my symptoms, and dude is like writing notes, and I'm like, really? Wow. I don't know of any doctors that take notes. Now, mind you, remember I said that I hadn't visited many doctors. When I'm telling him my symptoms, he says, okay, it definitely sounds you might have an hormone imbalance there. It definitely sounds like a possibility of some thyroid issues. And I really think that you're going through some mold problems too. My wife and I went through mold, and you sound like you are experiencing the same thing that her and I went through and through what some of my other clients that live in Florida deal with. Mind blown. Never ever thought about mold. Now it's making sense. I didn't start feeling this stuff about my apartment so severely until we had to be locked up in our apartments longer than what we had to be. So before, when I'm training clients all day and I'm only coming home to sleep at night and, for a couple hours during the day, as opposed to now I'm only outside doing my runs and doing my workouts for the first 4 hours out of the day. And then I'm at home the rest of the day. Makes complete sense of why my symptoms became stronger. Also, for that month that I was staying with my parents, and I felt a lot better. I immediately started contacting companies to come do an air quality test in my apartment. I even invested in this $1,000 air filter that dude was telling me that they were putting in hospitals at the time of COVID. So I said, yo, if this is beating out COVID and all this other stuff, then it can certainly beat out mold if mold is what it is. My air quality test came back as being completely fine. Completely fine. Now I'm even more flabbergasted because I'm like, well, okay, but the doctor and the test results show that I do have mold in my body, and the tests show that. But the air quality test is saying that it's all fine. Maybe it is stress. Did I make this stuff up? Is there a way that I could have created this and created the test to show that I have mold in my body? I was going crazy, mad crazy, because I just invested in this $1,000 crazy air filter, air purifier that they put in hospitals, and just nothing's making sense. But I know that air filter wasn't working worth a crap. I'm spending money on dietitians. I'm spending money on weight loss coaches. I'm spending money on everything that you can think of. Even if I was a personal trainer and I was fantastic at helping other people lose weight, but for some reason in my mind, I was thinking, maybe there's something I don't know about me. Can somebody tell me something different and better about me that I don't know about me? Okay, I need a hormone specialist, somebody that can tell me how to eat specifically for hormones. I need a dietitian that can tell me how to eat for that, for hormones, how to work out, because like I said, I'm just going mad crazy here. Because nothing was connecting. The air quality test wasn't connecting with my blood result tests, but yet my body is telling me that the blood test, or not the blood test for hormones and my thyroid, but my urine test that I did for the mold, which is what I took, was a urine test through Great Plains Laboratory, shows me all the levels of mycotoxins that I have in my body. And according to that test, it matches with what my body's saying, but all this other stuff isn't matching up. I decided to do like a quick little short test anyways. I said, let me get out of the house for another like 2-3 days and let's see what happens to my body then. There again, I start feeling relief. Ultimately, I made the decision to move out of my apartment, and that was within a week. Luckily, I found a place on Craigslist. Yes, Craigslist of all places, and it ended up being a Craigslist type of place over the years. If you know, you know. The move itself helped tremendously. The run started helping because it's hot. It's getting my internal body temperature warm. So then all of that mucus and congestion, stuff like that with my sinuses were helping. My knees are better. I noticed the inflammation going down. Face was still puffy, and my face stayed puffy for months and months and months. These right here were clutch. I went beast mode, and if you guys know me whatsoever, you know that I do pretty much everything beast mode. It's never in the middle. I'm either 0 to 100. That's it. I did 2 of these 21-day detoxes back to back. This is the thing about these detoxes now, is that you're not eating any meat, no grains, no dairy, no gluten, no nuts, no seeds. The only thing you are eating are fruits and vegetables. All raw, nothing cooked. Now, if you do have a problem with eating raw vegetables, then it's suggested that you can do them steamed. No coffee, no alcohol. Now, eating like that was important because that is what helped me balance my hormones. That's what helped me with my thyroid, because I was taking care of my gut health. When you have mold toxicity, it messes your gut up severely. You have leaky gut, candida. I had SIBO. You could have SIFO. You could have something else, H. pylori. Who knows? Everyone's going to be different. But super important with the mold is you have to tend to the gut. This, as well as chlorella, is the other thing that my doctor put me on. This is a binder, and binders are important because think of it like a magnet where it's grabbing onto the toxins that's in your body, the things that shouldn't be there, and then it moves it out of your body, out of your intestines, cleaning the liver, things of that sort, through bowel movements. If I was eating on point and if I was able to sweat, I didn't need to take this Histoquel. Histoquel is going to be for those of you that have histamine intolerance. And anyone that has gut issues, anyone that's gone through mold, you do have a histamine intolerance. This has things like quercetin and stinging nettle. At this point, I wasn't taking any probiotics. I did take a high dosage of vitamin D. I took a dosage of 20,000 IUs of vitamin D. Do not take that if your doctor doesn't tell you to. I'm going to say this too. As much as I love functional medicine, they come with their own flaws as well. Conventional comes with them wanting to push pharmaceuticals. Now, with the functional, they come with pushing so many supplements on you, and I don't feel that they're always necessary. I got caught into that trap of buying and purchasing everything that my doctor recommended to me, and they weren't necessary. Healing from mold, the most important things are going to be tending to your gut, eating foods that are not going to cause inflammation for your body. Detoxing every single day, drinking a lot of water, adding minerals to that. You're having daily bowel movements, 2, 3, 1 at least. Sweating, movement, getting out of the house with mold. Your life can change, but it takes a lot of work.